Only fools would walk away, but we're standing here today. Through the storms and history, only fools in SAFC. Sunderland till the day I die, underneath the west side sky. Through it all we still believe, only fools in SAFC.
Hello, how are we getting on? Hope you're alright. So back again with another video. This is the match preview of our up and coming game this weekend, Crystal Palace versus Sunderland at Selhurst Park. Now, I have recorded this a week early because I am currently on holiday, so as you're watching this, I'm probably driving around Turkey somewhere sweating me tits off, but I just wanted to do it to get it out there and schedule it. So you're watching this today, but I will be currently in Turkey. Now, Crystal Palace is a tricky away fixture. You know, it's a difficult place to go, but we've got a not too shabby record there, which I'll touch on a little bit later in the video. But this is also a great time and a great test to play against an established, good Premier League side who have had a real good deal of success lately. So let's have a look at them in a little bit more detail. And so Crystal Palace, like I say, they've been a steady Premier League side now for years. They've been back in the top flight since 2013. They've got promoted via the playoffs there. And since then, they've finished no lower than 15th since they got promoted, which is really a really good achievement for we know how difficult it is for newly promoted sides to stay in the Premier League. They have done it, been there 12 years now. Last season, they had a great season. They won the FA Cup. As you remember, they beat Man City in the final 1-0. That was the first ever trophy in the 119-year history. Fantastic achievement. And that got them to qualify for the Europa Conference League. They're managed by Austrian Oliver Glasner, who has been a fantastic appointment for them, really. He's got a great record, as you can see here. Was at SV Riyadh, and then went to Lask Linz. Then he went to VfL Wolfsburg, Eintracht Frankfurt, and then he took over at Crystal Palace. 67 games, 31 wins, 21 draws, 15 defeats, 110 goals scored, 74 against, a goal difference of plus 36 and a win percentage of 46%. Now, to have that in the Premier League is absolutely brilliant. He also won the Europa League in 2022 with Frankfurt as well. Now, since he arrived at Palace, he's brought in a more structured kind of pressing style of player. I think in recent times, Palace have been a bit of a one-man band. When Wilfried Zaha played for them, it was a kind of like get the ball to Zaha and hope for the best. If Zaha played well, then Palace played well. A little bit like the situation when we had Jack Clarke, when everything went through Jack Clarke. Get the ball to him and hope for the best. If Jack Clarke had an off game, then we, 9 times out of 10 didn't really play very well. So, but now they've got some great players. Adam Wharton, Ismail Sarr, Daniel Munoz, Jeremy Pino, Jean-Philippe Mateta and Marc Guéhi, who they will be delighted they kept on deadline day. I mean, there has been rumours of Guéhi not being happy, of being denied the move, which you can see his point of view. He'd even gone so far to have recorded a leaving video to the fans and prepared a final statement to the fans as well. So that's how close that move came of him moving to Liverpool. So that's going to be a little bit of disruption for them. What's Marc Guéhi's mindset going to be? Will he be pissed off? That type of thing. It obviously must have caused unrest. There was also rumours that Glasner had threatened to walk if Guéhi had been sold. So not a good situation. However, to be fair to Guéhi, he did conduct himself very well during the whole thing. He gave his all for Palace. He played every game, not like a certain Swedish striker up the road who chucked his toys out the pram and forced that move through, similar to Wissa at Brentford, who came the other way, did the same, forced the move. So fair play to Guéhi for conducting himself the way he did. Now, they did suffer a big blow, however, when they lost Eberechi Eze, went to Arsenal in that £60 million deal. They also lost Odsonne Edouard. He signed for Lens as well. So 2 big players for them. They did make some signings with that money though. So like I mentioned earlier, Jeremy Pino signed for 26 million from Villarreal to replace Eze, and they also signed a centre-back, JD Canvo, from Toulouse for 17.5 million. There's also another couple of free transfers in there as well. Walter Benitez, a goalkeeper, Harry Lee, another goalkeeper from Exeter, Kyan Fraser-Williams from AFC Dunstable as well. So some signings there. But I think they might be a little bit weaker than what they were last season. Now, you might have watched the Inside the Opposition video that I did with Ellie Killick from Eagle Eye View. If you haven't seen it, the link's on the screen now. She said Palace fans weren't happy at the transfer deadline or transfer window in general. I think they've left themselves a little bit short, especially with the extra demands of the European football this season. Start of the season, well, they do currently have the longest unbeaten run in the country. From last season up until now, they are unbeaten in 14 games. The last time they lost was on the 16th of April when they were tanked 5-0 up the road by the Mags. So let's hope another North East team can end that streak. Yeah? And because of Europe, they've already played 5 games this season. They are unbeaten in them all, obviously. So in the Premier League, they drew on the opening day 0-0 at Chelsea, then a 1-1 draw at home against Nottingham Forest, and then last weekend they went and tanked Aston Villa 3-0 away, which is a fantastic result. In between that, they played Fredrikstad in the Conference League qualification playoffs, where they won 1-0 at home, got a 0-0 draw away, and qualified for the league phase of that competition. Now, there is some good news for us on the injury front for them. So 2 of their best players are out injured. Adam Wharton is out for 3 weeks with an adductor muscle injury, and also Ismail Sarr is out with a hamstring injury as well. For me, that's 2 of their best midfielders out. They were the 2 most standout players last season, I think, for them. So I think for us, it's a great sign and a boost that they're not going to be in their squad. With that in mind, I think this is the team that they could go with. I mean, I know I'm not a Palace expert, but I think this is the team what they could go with. So I think they could have Henderson in goal, a back 3 of Guéhi, Lacroix and Chris Richards, with Tyreek Mitchell and Daniel Munoz as wing backs, 2 midfielders in Will Hughes and Jefferson Lerma, Daniel Kamada and Jeremy Pino playing behind Jean-Philippe Mateta up front. Now, even without Wharton and Ismail Sarr, that's still a really good side. Obviously, it is, still a side formidable and going to be a tough task. In terms of us, we're going to have to go there and be on our absolute A game to get anything out of this game, I think. But we're doing what we need to do at the moment. We've won both our home games, 2 fantastic results. Beat West Ham 3-0 on the opening day. Then that 2-1 win against Brentford last weekend. Yes, the Burnley defeat was sandwiched in between that, which was a kick in the knackers, to be fair. A disappointing result. But, if you'd offered us 6 points out of 9 in the first 3 games, every Sunderland fan would have snapped your hand off at that. So, can't really grumble. And I'm more than happy with the start that we've made. We have got a very strong squad now, especially after the deadline day signings of Brian Brobby, Bertrand Traore and Luchal Truda. They have added even more strength and depth to the squad, I think. I've also reviewed the transfer window in full. If you haven't seen that, the link's in the description below. And while you're there, don't forget to hit that little black button, the subscribe button, and hype the video. It's a brand new feature on YouTube where it'll get us out and help the video get out to more Sunderland fans. Now, I don't know how fit these boys will be to start the game on Saturday. Some of them have been away on international duty. I think Bertrand Traore has been away with Burkina Faso, etc. So I don't think they will go straight in the team anyway. It's not Regis Lebris's kind of way he does things. So I think based on that, and obviously bearing in mind that we hope we don't get any injuries with these players that are away on international duty, I think the team could look like this. Robin Roof's in goal. Back 4 of Trey Hume, Noddy McQuillier, Omar Alderete and Reinildo. Midfield 3 of Xhaka, Siddiqui and Diarra. And a front 3 of Adingra, Lefebvre and Isidore. Now, I think Lefebvre has done enough to keep his place in the team after that man of the match performance against Brentford. And I think Simon Adingra for me looks a little bit more sharper and has settled in a little bit quicker than what Chemsday Talby has. And he looked dangerous on the right hand side when he came on against Brentford. I also think that Wilson Isidore at the moment is playing with more confidence and looks more of a goal threat than what Eliza Mienda does at the moment, and I would start him with a bit more physical presence up front against Palace. Our subs, though, our bench will be much, much stronger as well. So we'll have Patterson, Truder, Masuaku, Dan Neil, Chris Rigg, Talby, Traore, Mienda and Brobby. And that's a very, very strong bench. And now it's great to see that we've got that strength in depth and got the options to bring on and change the game if we need to, and it's not working during the game. Now, tactics-wise, I think, like I say, Selhurst Park is a really, really tough place to go. It's a tight ground, noisy crowd. Palace often do start fast as well, so we're going to have to keep it tight for the first part of the game, try and grow in confidence, and as the game goes on, try and come more and more into it. I think in midfield could be the big battle. I think we're going to have to match the kind of bite and the fight in midfield of Will Hughes and Jefferson Lerma. We know Will Hughes likes a tackle. He does get booked 9 times out of 10 when he plays. But the flanks, I think Lafia against Munoz, Adingra or Talby against Tyrick Mitchell could be key battles as well. And set pieces as well. I think we now look a lot more of a threat on set pieces. I think Nordy McQuilly has had a couple of chances in the games he's played. So I think set pieces could make a difference in the game. Now, like I said at the start of the video, head to head, we have actually won our last 3 visits to Selhurst Park. 2014, we won 3-1. Stephen Fletcher scored twice and Jordi Gomez, blast from the past, scored. 2015, we won 1-0. Jermaine Defoe again getting a goal. Our last visit there was in 2017 when we won 4-0. We were winning 4-0 at half time. 3 goals in the final 2 minutes of the first half as well. Jermaine Defoe scoring twice, Lamine Cornier, and this is a blast from the past, Didier and Dong got the other goals. However, we did still finish bottom of the league that season and relegated. We're never to be seen again until now, of course. But I do think this one will be a lot more tighter. I think it'll be a really, really hard game, hard-fought game. Like I said, it's a difficult place to go, but I do think we can go there and get something out of the game. I think if we're on our game, like I say, with them injury issues that they've got, plus the Guéhi situation might have unsettled them a little bit. But I think we can go there and get a point. I'm going to go for Crystal Palace 1, Sunderland 1. I'd be more than happy with that. And I'd take that all day long. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Get your predictions in the comments below for a chance to enter the score prediction competition. I did update the scores in the last video, what I did, so if you haven't seen it, watch that, where you'll see an updated prediction. I think Ria Knight is out in front on 10 points, and there's a load more on 7. But let me know what your thoughts are on the game, on your team selection. Who would you play? Who would you pick? Would you change the side? Would you put any of the new signings in? Me, personally, I just can't see it happening, but that's about it from me. Like I said, don't forget to please like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you don't mind, and hype this video. I'll see you when I'm back off my hauls. There will obviously be a match review of the Palace game coming out on the channel. Don't forget to please check out Ellie Killick's channel as well, Eagle Eye View, from that Inside the Opposition. Just really, really big on TikTok at the moment. Got about 12,500 followers on TikTok. She is just venturing into the world of YouTube, so go and give her a bit of support and give her a like and give her a share if you don't mind. But like I say, that's it from me. Till the next time, thanks for watching, take it easy, stay safe, and we'll speak soon. How are the lads?
Sunderland's where we live and fight with pride.